Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. I am an intuitive ascension-based astrologer, a tarot reader, a Reiki master, and an angelic healer. And I created this channel to assist people in their awakening process. So today we're going to be doing a reading for the sign of Aquarius. And this is going to be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. If you don't know all of your different placements, you can always go to a website such as Cafe Astrology or astro.com. If you plug in your birth information, they will draw up a chart for you so that you can see all the different placements. And yeah, just learn more about yourself through that process of understanding your astrology. If you are interested in astrology and going a little bit deeper with it, I do offer intuitively based ascension charts where I go through your transiting chart and I check out where the different planets are, where these major planetary alignments are happening, and how that's affecting your ascension process. Oh, all right. Right out the gate, you guys got the Death card. And so this is Scorpio energy, but this is the energy of rebirth and transformation, right? So I feel like you guys are going through a serious transformation process right now. I'm seeing and I'm thinking with the the snakes, right? I'm thinking the Kundalini, and I'm thinking even more than that, like the masculine and the feminine energies and the balancing process of that, and like this inner union process. I mean, you can see their heads are sort of facing this rose up here, which indicates love. And so I feel as though you guys are really, you're coming into this place of harmonizing those aspects of yourself. And those of you who are in a twin flame type dynamic, this is going to be calling in the energy of that, of a counterpart as well for you guys possibly. But really that inner union is like what I'm feeling so strongly. Like whatever this transformation process was, whether this for some of you was a relationship that really opened you up in terms of your awakening and your journey, or whether this, I mean, this there's so much going on right now, right? There's so many possibilities, but whatever this transformation was that happened recently for you, or that's been happening for a while and is sort of like coming to fruition, it has helped to harmonize those aspects of yourself, really learning how to call on your divine feminine and your divine masculine, like within yourself, right? And balance those out. And we also have the Nine of Swords here. And he has roses for eyes as well, I'm noticing. And so the Nine of Swords, I'm feeling for a lot of you guys, this transformation process, it was, you know, of course, as transformation always is, right? Like it was extremely painful, and a lot of what was transformed for you guys was like your mind and the way your mind worked, and really moving past and having these cycles come up in your lives that really challenged you to move past these stories and these old patterns and these old narratives, especially when it came to your own thinking. And how, like, a lot of times, I mean, you guys are an air sign, you're very logical, you tend to be very intuitive, right? And very connected to higher intelligence. But for some of you, you needed a clearing out of some of, like, your human was getting in the way. A lot of this old brain programming, mind programming, right, was really getting in your way. And possibly some of you, I mean, this could have been as a result of maybe a relationship that you were in, or some type of situation that you were in, that really, like, the situations and the people that came into your life triggered this programming for you that maybe you didn't even realize was there. Because you guys, I mean, you tend to, and these are all generalizations, right? But kind of hold yourselves to a higher standard because you are very self-aware, generally speaking. Like you have that capacity within you. You have that capacity to be very connected. So for some of you, it may have been very surprising when some of this stuff came up, and it really challenged you. But to look at these ways that your mind actually played tricks on you, which is really difficult for those of us who pride ourselves in the power of our minds, to realize that at times our mind is actually our worst enemy. And so you guys realize that, but you faced that. Let's get some more information here. Okay. And I am using the Weaver Tarot. I don't know if I mentioned that for anyone who's interested. Whoa, this is a lot of cards here. So we have the Ten of Swords, right? So that's the end of that painful cycle, that painful mental cycle. any cycles you guys may have been going through with different people in your lives, situations, just like moving out of that energy. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, there was a lot of betrayal, or you felt very betrayed. Betrayed by yourselves, betrayed by your own minds, also betrayed by other people as well, quite possibly. And I mean, you see, like, she's holding out her hands, and there's just knives in each of her hands, right? Or in the hands. I guess there's not actually a person on this card, but you get what I'm trying to say here. So just like really just you feel like you've been through the ringer as far as, you know, people that you thought that you could trust, as we talked about, like your own mind that you thought that you could trust, and then realizing that that wasn't necessarily always the case, and really having to reevaluate and look at a lot of stuff that was really uncomfortable. And then we have the Ace of Coins. So we have this old painful cycle that's ended, this rebirthing process that's happened as a result, right? And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So we have some sort of offer coming in. We have a new start in the material realm. I'm feeling for you guys, like in your manifested reality, as you're really overcoming all of this mind stuff in these situations and getting to a level of mastery over your minds. Now the abundance is ready to come in, right? Because you are in that space where you're able to manifest with a clearer energetic field. And if you're still struggling with this, I offer energy healings. They can be really helpful to help clear out some of this old residual energy and really get that energy field vibrating in a more harmonious state to be able to attract these things in. But I mean, this is coming for you guys. Like, we see it right here. It's like this hand, the hand is underneath, just stretched out, like ready and willing to accept. Being in a state of receptivity. I feel like that was a thing for some of you guys too. Like, you had to be in that state of being able to receive. And for a lot of you guys, this also had to do with your heart chakra and opening up your heart chakra. So some of these painful situations and betrayals, even though they hurt you deeply, they broke your heart open so that it could heal more fully. Like, you may not have been acknowledging some of the wounds that were there because you guys aren't overly emotional. So if something doesn't really push you into emotion, you don't necessarily deal with it and you don't necessarily look at it. And it needed to be dealt with and looked at. And so this process kind of helped to do that for you guys. And that's how to be in that place of true receptivity, to be able to receive from the universe, our heart chakra has to be open. Like, that is how we receive, is through that heart energy. So this was really allowing you to step into another level of abundance as well by clearing the stuff out and opening you up more, which has been really healing. You know, we talked about the merging and the healing of your feminine and masculine aspects. So like really healing for your feminine aspect as well, as just like being able to feel and being able to be in touch with those emotions and feel safe feeling those things, right? Because you felt them and you didn't die. You're still here. Like, you were okay, and you're starting to realize and understand that. And understand like the beauty of feeling, even if it's painful, even if it's raw and painful, like, it's still so beautiful. That's one of the gifts of being human, is that we get to experience, like, we came here to have feelings, believe it or not. I have to remind myself of that sometimes, because I'm not super keen on them either a lot of the time. Like, I like the good ones, but I like to just keep it at that. And I like to keep the good ones, even so, just, you know, because they get too good and then those expectations get built up, right? So this is the stuff that I've personally worked on myself as far as emotion goes. And I have to keep bringing myself back and helping myself to understand, like, part of the gift of being human is the intensity and the depth of emotion that we are able to experience here, that I personally don't think we can experience to this extent anywhere else. And so you guys are really getting in touch with that more and more. And then we have the Four of Swords. So this is like kind of taking that step back. Like, you've been through all of this drama. You've had your heart chakra cracked open. And now you're in this space of wanting to heal. Like, you need that time to heal. You need that time out for a little bit. And so you're retreating, and you're allowing that process to happen. You're you're allowing all of the integration of the lessons that you've learned, and just taking that time out, taking that time that you need and that you've earned. And then we have the Eight of Swords here. So there may still be, for some of you, a little bit of mental anguish that you're working through, right? A little bit of mental entrapment still going on. Like you've ended this major cycle with that, but you're still kind of sifting through and sorting through that. And I feel like sorting through too, like what's yours and what's not. Like what is yours to hold on to and what's not. And like releasing resentments. Like I got like the message of like retreating to lick your wounds too. So for some of you guys, like you may still be a little bit bitter or irritated about a situation. And so that way may be where some of this Eight of Swords energy comes in too. But you're starting to realize that like holding on to resentment does not do anything for anybody. It is not helpful. It definitely doesn't hurt the person that you have a resentment against. All it does is hurt you, and like you're ready to let that go and really release that. Like some of you may feel as though there's still a situation in your life where your hands are kind of tied, right? Like I'm noticing right up here. But it's all in your mind still. This is just yet another lesson for you of understanding that the only way we're ever really trapped is in our minds. And if we set ourselves free energetically, if we set ourselves free in our minds first, the rest will follow in the physical. Like nothing, we are never ever trapped in any situation. It's our biggest obstacle is just our perspective and the way that we're viewing things. And then we have the Three of Coins, teamwork and collaboration, and the World, which is like the end of a cycle, right? Like the real closing out, but also just like all of the goodness and the abundance that you've earned through this cycle. It's like you've got your wings. I'm seeing the wings there and the eye. It's just like so much wisdom and like a whole new level of spiritual mastery that you guys have developed as a result of going through this. And so I feel for some of you guys, there may be somebody who enters your life at this time in order to help you work through the rest of this residual energy right here. Or a new collaboration that you develop, somebody that comes in that can collaborate with you, that can maybe heal for you some of this bitterness and this frustration. If some of this stuff that was going on, some of this betrayal had to do with people that you were working with on a project, on whatever it was that you felt like you were bonding or collaborating with or had a vision with. And then, right, because you guys are the visionaries. And then, like, their intentions turned out to be not so pure, or they weren't quite what they said that they were. Or, you know, they screwed you over in some type of way. Somebody is coming in who is going to help heal some of that energy for you by making up for that. And maybe one of these people is even going to come back around and sort of heal some of that energy or admit where they fucked up, basically. To be completely blunt about it, which I know you guys appreciate. So, yeah. So there's something with that. And for some of you, I think this is just signifying that, like, that's what a lot of this energy is still about, is like that collaboration that didn't quite go as planned. But, like, you guys are coming into this, like, beautiful cycle of creativity. Like, I'm also, when I look at this, being drawn to the wand right in the smack dab in the middle there, right? Like, right in the middle of the eye. So it's like you guys are getting this vision for where you want to go. Like, you've had this vision, I think, and it's becoming clearer, like, how you can get there and who is actually going to be able to go there with you. That's the other thing that this really taught you guys. It was really valuable for you, is it taught you who's worth your time and who's not, who's going with you on this journey and who is not going with you on this journey. And people sort of showed their true colors, and things kind of came out, things came to light. And that's actually really valuable information, because you guys are going to be moving into just like you're moving on, you're leveling up, right? And not everybody can come with you, and you don't want all those people eating at your table if they're not willing to contribute to the meal. So you found out who was willing to contribute to the meal, and like situations kind of weeded some of those people out for you. And then this is you just really needing to weed out the rest. and know that like you are not a victim in any of this. So that's what's most important for us to all understand, is like we are never victims. These lessons were here for your growth. I mean, this transformed you, right? This helped you to step into your divine masculine energy and really take charge and really own your creative power and assert yourselves. It taught you how to connect to your divine feminine by connecting to your heart, connecting to your emotions, and really tapping back into your intuition. Like, it taught you so many valuable skills that you're going to need moving forward. And it taught you what you really value and what you respect in other people, and what people in your life value and respect you the same way. And so those are really, really valuable lessons. And this is victory. This is absolute victory for you guys. Even if it doesn't necessarily seem so in the moment, like it's good stuff. And then we have temperance on the bottom of the deck. So patience and forgiveness and tolerance. That's another lesson that you guys are being taught through this process, is like you're gonna need some patience. I see the wings here again, right? Like, there are beautiful things getting ready to manifest for you. Like, you are going to be an active co-creator. You are an active co-creator with the universe. And you are drawing in the connections that are actually meant to be with you on that journey. Like, maybe some of those people really weren't. But, like, you have to be patient. There's going to be patience involved, because that's a lesson that you guys are learning right now. And also that forgiveness, tolerance, and compassion. Forgiveness for those people who you feel wronged you. Understanding that they did you, like, your souls came into this life together with the agreement that they were going to teach you that lesson. And that's like such a beautiful thing for a soul to be willing to do for another soul. They often say that the souls that teach us the most painful lessons are like some of our closest friends in the spiritual realm, that they love us so much that they agreed to come down here and teach us the hard lessons and have us hate them, have us hold all of that anger towards them, when they could have come down here and we could have just loved each other and been in harmony. But that wouldn't have helped us grow as much. And they really want to help us to grow. So these people really wanted to help you to grow, and that is absolutely beautiful. And so it's just moving past that resentment, moving past that anger, moving back into this place of compassion and forgiveness and tolerance and gratitude for what they taught you, but knowing that, like, forgiving somebody does not mean that we are condoning their behavior. We can forgive and not forget, but when we don't forget, we don't hold on to the energy of it. We just hold on to that understanding, like, okay, I see you, I know you. Like, I know you in the spiritual, and I know that you are a beautiful soul, but I know you in this role that you are playing in this life right now, and I'm not playing that game with you anymore. Like, we're not doing this. However, like, I honor you as the divine soul that you are, and the part that you played in my awakening process, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that as I move forward without you, you know? All right. So that is some juicy stuff for you guys. I'm going to pull a couple Starseed Oracle cards for you. Yes, the lovely Starseed Oracle. See what this card has to say. Guidance for Aquarius, end of July 2020. Aquarius, end of July 2020. Okay, you got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. So you guys have learned a lot about boundaries and about keeping those boundaries strong, about when to bend those boundaries and when to hold those firm. And yeah, there may have been for some of you, like, I feel as though you developed a relationship with someone and you let them in a way that you don't typically let people in, whether this was a friendship, a business partnership, a romantic, maybe for some of you, this hit on multiple things, right? For some of you, this could have been even somebody that you imagined to be your counterpart, and you thought that you were creating this vision together, right? The mission. And then you realize that it was not working out the way that you thought, right? And you're like, you're sort of at a loss, because you guys are used to your intuition being on point and being able to figure these things out, and you were just kind of like thrown a curveball. So for some of you, there may have been some codependent type behaviors that were established as you let these people in, and you didn't really know how to do that because you don't necessarily do that all that much. And so You learn some major lessons about boundaries and about how to set healthy boundaries, how to not be aggressive with setting boundaries, but also like how to be firm with them. So this is like that masculine and that feminine energy, and learning how to utilize and move between those two as well. And so like, and you learned that in the end, like you have, like it says, you got the love. Like you got all the love you need within you, whether it's reflected outwardly or not. And I just did a video where I talked about self-love and falling in love with ourselves, and how we love ourselves is reflected in our external relationships. And so for some of you guys, you've that's kind of been an eye-opener for that as well. If this was, especially if this was a romantic or like a counterpart situation or a karmic relationship that was partially involved in some of this stuff, like really coming to terms with and understanding that and being like, okay, you go do you, I'm going to work on me now. And then we have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So this is, like we said, you guys, this was a major cosmic heart awakening for you guys. Like it was super painful and very, very intense, but your heart chakra was just blown wide open. And like sometimes it's like this heart portal that I'm seeing behind her. And like that's the floodgates to all the manifestation opening when that opens. And so it's like learning, like for you guys, it's a huge lesson of like, now that this has happened and you've learned that you can open your hearts to people and let people in, the trick is not to close your hearts again because it didn't work out the way that you planned, and to continue to allow yourselves to love and allow yourselves to grow and just trust in your ability to discern. Like it may not feel like you're super on point with that right now, but some of these situations you didn't see what you didn't see because you needed to go through that. And you can take those lessons and you can trust yourselves again. You know, you can trust yourselves to know. And just to, just stay in that space of love. Keep that heart open so that those blessings can come to you. And just really bring that love into everything that you do. That love for yourself, that love for humanity, right? For whatever this project and this passion is, this mission that you guys have. Like really moving and living in that love, and like understanding this is like that healing of your divine feminine, right? Understanding that that does not make you weak. Like you can be loving and you can be emotional and you can still be strong. Any other guidance? And then we have star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. And forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. So this is what you guys are doing. This is what you guys have been amped up to do for a while. And like I said, like those people that are actually meant to collaborate with you on this journey are coming if you haven't found them yet. And yes, they are coming, but it's like you have this beautiful vision, right? And this is confirmation that like the vision that you have is possible. And keep working on that and keep moving toward that, because it is absolutely possible, and you are able to create that, right? You are, and everything that's happened has just made it more possible for you to do that, even though it doesn't look like it at the time. And I'm going to look up the star ancestors. I want to see what this says for you guys. But I feel like you are really, you're tapping into a lot of your lost wisdom. Some of you guys you're tapping into your personal Akashic records. Like you are going to, when you leave that heart center open and you continue to develop and you get through this healing process, you release and you forgive and you let go of those lower vibrational energies that are just going to bring your vibration down, you're really going to start connecting into your own, like your deeper intuition, into like connecting with your star family, connecting with a lot of this ancient knowledge that lies within you, and really utilizing that in your purpose. Like it's going to be really helpful for you guys moving forward with whatever it is that you guys are trying to do. It says, the ancients knew much more than we do about our connection to the stars. The pyramids, temples, and other places of worship, created in precise alignment with the stars, exist in all corners of the world. What if this ancient wisdom is available for you to uncover now? You're being called to think and listen with your ancient heart and soul, to tap into the part of you that remembers and knows. The secrets are whispered forever in your ears. All mystic knowing blooms in your heart. All potent power pumps through your veins. You're being invited to step into your ancient knowingness, to be held by the rememberings of the star ancestors, to look a little deeper. If you're feeling stuck, you're being called to do something different, to change your point of view. Creativity happens when we put together two things that don't belong. When we do the unexpected, which is like your guys, that's your wheelhouse, right? So often a creative solution is right in front of us, but because we think the same thoughts and act the same way, we miss what's in the open. And this was part of that key process of all of these patterns of thinking and ways of perception that you didn't know that you had, all of this programming that had to be dismantled so that you could open yourselves up to like all of this new inventive potential that's available to you, and open your heart chakra up, open yourselves up to receive not just love and blessings, but also the wisdom of your soul that's waiting to show you and guide you in the most effective manner to accomplish the things that you're here to accomplish in this lifetime. Like, you have a new perception, you have a new way of looking at things right now, and that's going to be so helpful for you moving forward. You're here to remember and uncover ancient secrets and transmissions, technology and wisdom that are so needed on the planet right now, to unlock your soul's memories of a time when we lived in harmony on Earth, and one day will again. I'm ready to remember ancient mysteries and secrets from deep within. So yes, 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 that is so exciting and so amazing. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Venus energy. Pleasure, joy, make love to life. So more of this energy of just like moving into this place of bliss, like really falling in love with your life, falling in love with yourselves, falling in love with your life, looking at and being grateful for everything that you've learned, and just staying in that place of sweetness, right? Like don't surrender to that bitterness. Don't allow that to envelop you, right? Don't sink into that. Be like, okay, great, lesson learned, moving on. And move on, and really like tap into and start accessing these parts of yourself that are ready to be unlocked, that are really going to like propel you forward as far as your spiritual growth goes, and as far as the light work that you're here to do on this planet. Yes. Take some time out. Go to some places that inspire you spiritually, that you're being energetically drawn to right now, that may unlock some of this wisdom and this potential for you, right? If there's somewhere that's coming to mind where I'm talking about this, go there. If there's somewhere that comes to mind later, go there. And then also, like, you have so much coming up and so much is going to be happening for you, but it's okay to also, for a little bit, be in the void here. The great cosmic womb. You know, like, this is where all of that awesomeness is gestating and ready to come into form. But right now it's about you also just really reconnecting with yourselves, reconnecting with your own divinity, healing a little bit, right? That Four of Swords energy, allowing yourselves that time to heal and to really reconnect with yourselves. And then on the bottom, all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. So just what we were talking about. All right, what do we have here? Is that 20 or 23? 28. And, actually, I was going to pull one of those, but now I'm wanting one of these for you. We're going to do a Goddess Power card, which is beautiful when we're talking about honoring that divine feminine energy. Aquarius, end of July 2020. Aquarius, end of July 2020. Okay. So we have Aphrodite, romantic love. This is probably not the card that some of you guys want to see right now. But I know there's more to it than that, so we're going to read that one from the book. And then we have Parvati, devotion. And we have Skald, the future. But also I think this is bringing up for me the fact that, like we said at the very beginning, as you're unifying your masculine and your feminine energies, you are going to be attracting somebody in who is a counterpart to that energy. So for those of you that the twin flame information resonated with, you may have discover that somebody that you thought was your twin flame was actually somebody that you had a soul contract with, and you guys have just fulfilled that contract. And you've opened, you're having that cosmic heart awakening. Your heart was broken open, and that is a beacon that is calling in that energy that actually is a counterpart to your energy and is ready to really move forward on this mission with you, that has where this true devotion, right? You got all these cards about devotion, all these cards about living in joy. And so part of that too is just to keep your energy in that vibration, so that this love that is coming in for you, that is real, that is authentic, can come through and can manifest. And it's also all about, this card is all about self-love too, and being open to love in all of its forms, and open to beauty in all of its forms, and just seeing the love and the beauty in everything and everyone, which has come up multiple times in your reading. So that is really what you're being urged and challenged to do right now, even in spite of some of the things that have happened to you, or you feel has happened to you, right? That happened for you. And then we have the future. So this is energy that's coming in. This is future energy that you are drawing in, that you are creating right now. You are, it's future in the way that it's manifesting in the physical reality, but everything already exists, right? It's just about moving into the frequency that is a match for the reality in which it exists. And this is just all, this card too, it's devotion to yourself, devotion to humanity, devotion to unconditional love, and understanding that that is the gateway to the fifth dimension, and that is the consciousness that we're looking to build on this planet, right? Like, you guys are all about that. And so, like, if you're trying to help people move into this 5D consciousness, if you're wanting to move into this 5D consciousness, you have to be willing to forgive. You have to be willing to practice unconditional love, to embrace love, no matter, to keep opening up that heart, no matter how many times it hurt, how many times it gets hurt, right? Because the heart center is the gateway to the fifth dimension. If we want to show people unconditional love, we have to be unconditional love, right? We have to be the example of that. So it's just being devoted to that, and understanding that that means being devoted to yourselves, and that means seeing love and beauty everywhere, and being open to that, being open to that beautiful feminine side of your nature that is love, that is beauty, and that does see that and radiate that out to the world. And yeah, there's just your future, the future energy is just, I mean, look at this. She's got this third eye, right, awakening going on, right? Like, her third eye is on point right now. Yeah. And she's even got some energy coming out of hers too. So this says, as you set your intentions for the life you desire, the Norse goddess Skuld comes to show you glimpses of your future. You experience these magical journey markers as flashes of insight and moments of inspiration, like an echo of something that exists in another dimension, just like we were talking about. It already exists. It's just switching your frequency to be a match for it. It's fun when things turn out exactly as you predicted, but remember that the essence of your intention means more than its form. The essence of your intention, right? Intention is our most powerful tool. What is your intention? What are you choosing? What do you want to manifest and create? The goddess Skuld, who rules the destiny of gods and men, says remaining true to the moment is your greatest power. Allowing the self to evolve as you go and discovering new things today sets the path for destiny to unfold. The power of the present and how you respond to life's potential is the potent, fertile seed of the future. In order to claim the future, you must attend to the now. Even then, nothing is guaranteed and everything is infused with magic. So really being present in your lives right now, being present in this state of devotion, right? In this state of love, living love, and being fully present and immersed in every single moment and fully open. That's what you guys are being asked to do, and there are so many blessings that are waiting for you as you're meant to do that. And then there's a warning here of, like, not to focus too far into the future. Know that the future is waiting, but like, the only moment that really exists is this present moment, right? And so just really being anchored, like looking at What am I trying to create? What am I wanting to manifest? What are the changes that I want to see in the world that I'm ready to implement, and like who's coming with me and who is ready to help aid in that process, but also not getting so caught up in that you forget to be in the moment and experience love. And really, like, all of our power is found in this moment. So really anchoring into your power by being present right now. Being present right now. Yeah. Your life now and how you respond to it are the seeds that will grow into your future. Your alignment task is to remove all the weeds before they choke the life out of your intentions. And so by weeds, we're talking about that resentment. We're talking about all those emotions that you guys are being challenged to let go of right now as you move into a state of forgiveness. We are all learning to find strength in our most vulnerable selves as the world changes rapidly around us. The goddess Skuld is with you all the way and always. Yeah. So that's beautiful. I love that for you guys. I love you all so much, my beautiful, beautiful Aquarians. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all of that. There's a link down below to donate if you feel so moved to support all the free content that I love putting out on this channel for you guys. I do offer personal readings. I offer energy healing sessions, which can be really helpful, releasing some of these emotions and really moving through that final stage of that 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords energy, right? So that you can come into the world, you can come into your bounty. If you want assistance with that, please reach out. I have all kinds of different things that I offer, and I would love to share that with you. And until next time, you all have a wonderful, wonderful end of July, and I will talk to you soon.